right. Hello, everyone. Kim Hughes here with another edition of Sane Crypto Live. Welcome and good morning. For those of you who are watching the replay, I really appreciate you as well. Appreciate you being here and taking a minute out of your day to hang with me. Today's topic is 5 questions that you must answer before you invest a penny in Bitcoin or any of the other cryptocurrencies. Now, let me just, for those of you who don't know me, I'll be mercifully brief, but tell you a little bit about me and, why you might listen to me. Who is this person and do they know what they're talking about? So this is not my first bubble. I'm a 20 plus year investment industry veteran and critic. I cut my teeth trading options on the Chicago Board Options Exchange back in the days, many moons ago. Sorry, you can see my dogs going in and out in the background. I hate to even say how long ago. It was back in the days when it was very much the wild west, very similar to what cryptocurrencies are today. I'm an author, a speaker. I had the most highest rated financial radio talk show in the DFW market for 9 years. Anyway, whatever. I went on to invent an investment method, which I grew into an award-winning investment firm. At one point, it was number 826 on the Inc. list of fastest growing companies, and which I sold last year. I am semi-retired, live in Aiken. My office is in my barn, which was a lifelong dream. And that's enough about me. So when I do these lives, I do like to pose a question of the day. And today's question is, are you currently invested in Bitcoin? And if you're not, you're obviously interested in it because you're watching this video. So what has held you back? What's kept you from investing? And if you are invested, how long have you been invested? A little bit about what you're invested in, how that's gone for you, and maybe even, what you found the most difficult. If you would drop that in the comments for me right now, that helps a lot. It helps me to tailor the content to my audience, right? I know a little bit more about who I'm speaking to and what your interests are. So on to the topic at hand, which is the 5 questions that you must answer before you invest a penny in Bitcoin. And truth be told, these questions hold true for any investment, but what we're talking about right now is a Bitcoin. Now you may be asking, why before? Why do I keep emphasizing that point? And it is because after you invest, the moment you put a single dollar at risk in the market, you become legally insane, legally incompetent to make any sort of a rational decision on your behalf. It's true. At that point, you become totally irrational, driven by fear and greed. And so that is why we make all of our decisions in advance. In fact, let me flip over here to our process. That's the wrong one. To our process map. So this is the Sane Crypto system, which I teach. And you'll notice that the very first thing that we do, so this system answers all the 5 questions I'm about to share with you, but we do it before this step right here, because you'll notice that at the point that you acquire any cryptocurrency, you go from sane to insane. So all of the decision making happens before you become insane. Okay? Now, what are the 5 questions? The first question is, well, let me tell you what they are quickly, and then I'll go over them one at a time. The first one is, should I invest? That's not a foregone conclusion. The second one is, how much should I invest? The third is, which assets, meaning, Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, do I buy and how much do I put into each? Number 4 is, under what conditions would I buy more? And the fifth is under what conditions would I sell, whether that is just some profit taking or a total exit, at which point, so this is the profit taking and exit over here, at which point you go from being insane to sane again. Okay? And you must have both answers to these 5 questions as well as a rationale for them, okay, before you invest. Now, let's go through these very quickly one at a time. Should I invest? Well, there are really kind of 3 criteria that you should assess in order to answer this question. The first one is, do you have risk capital? And by risk capital, I define that as money that if you lost it tomorrow would not affect either your current or future standard of living, nor any of your relationships. If your spouse or significant other is going to be highly upset with you should you lose it, that is not risk capital. Nor is it risk capital if you have consumer credit debt. If you have credit card debt, medical bills, etc., then that's not risk capital. That should be going to paying that off, okay? Do you have risk capital? Second question is, can you live with losing that money? Third money is, can you tolerate the volatility? Because one of the nature of this, part of what makes it so intriguing from an opportunity perspective, is that these things go up and down thousands of dollars in a day. And therefore, your balances, right? The net asset value goes up and down thousands of dollars a day. And you just got to be able to trust the system, turn off the ticker and let the system tell you what to do. If you can't do that, then you should not invest in this market. Let's assume that the answer to those are yes. I have capital. I understand I might lose it. I also understand that there's a huge opportunity, once in a lifetime, possibly opportunity to make money from it, which is why I'm doing it. There's a huge upside downside skew. And I can tolerate the volatility. Okay, so then the question is, how much should I invest? Just because you have risk capital doesn't necessarily mean you should invest all of it. This is not the sort of thing, because, I like to say, switching over here to our roadmap, right? Down here, you'll notice that I say bubble, but the thing is, some people take that phrase in a derogatory, and I don't, it's not, it's an investable bubble. But it will go to ashes and therefore risk capital. So, you would not, invest 100% of your investable assets in this, even if you called it risk capital, for example. So you have to answer that question. What is a smart and prudent amount that you should invest? Which assets is question number 3. Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins. Do I buy and how much of each? There are a lot of different schools of thought. I think every time I see someone post in a forum, hey, I have $1,000, which coin should I buy? It's what brought me out of retirement. I just want to cry. So there is a rationale. It also shouldn't be based on people hyping the things that they believe in. People, Wall Street folks talking their own book. There actually is academically sound rationale for what has value and what doesn't, and as well as logistical reasons for what you own, and so you have to be, there is an answer to that. I think it's a right answer for me. And then under what conditions would I buy more? This is funny because this decision has to be made now, not once you are insane. Once you're in it, let's say 20 grand falls in your lap and you're up big, the tendency is going to want to be to put that into the cryptocurrency so you have to decide in advance what that means. And then the final one is, under what conditions will I sell? And this is the most important one. Okay. either profit taking and or under what conditions do I throw in the towel and exit completely. Okay. So our goal in those 5 questions is the overarching goal that should color the answers to those is that we are trying to maximize profit, which is a little bit tricky because in crypto assets, we don't have the sorts of hedging mechanisms that we have in more mature asset classes. Basically, these decisions are your means of maximizing profit. And we are trying to strike a balance between opportunity and risk. This point up here, hog to pig, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Okay, so we may be willing to give up a little bit in order to balance that risk. And just so you know, there are 2 risks that we are dealing with here. One of them is price normalization. One of them is going the transition from the bubble phase, which could be tomorrow, it could be years from now, could be 10 years from now, for all we know. We don't know. But we always have to have in mind that it's coming. And so that price normalization that's going to happen when that occurs, and it will happen very, very fast. That's one risk. But you and your inability to control fear and greed, which causes you to do the exact wrong thing at the exact wrong moment. If you've ever bought high and then saw the thing drop, right, and then you finally get disgusted and you sell it, and then it goes back up again, right, and you're playing whack-a-mole. Okay, that is the other risk that we have to manage, and quite frankly, it's the harder risk. Investing is hard because we're humans and we have emotions. If we were robots, it would be a lot easier. Okay, so we have to manage both if we're going to maximize profits, because frankly, the best plan in the world is useless if you can't follow it, right? All right, so that's it from me today. If you would like to receive notifications when I go live via Facebook Messenger and or email, then go to sanecrypto.com and type in the word, sanecrypto.com/live. And it'll take you to our Facebook Messenger, and just type in the word live and the bot will get you signed up and notify you when I go live again. As well, if you would like to learn more about the Sane Crypto's investing system, then you can find that at sanecrypto.com, as well as our roadmap, our system, first principles, etc. So you can find that there. Remember, disclaimer, everything I have said and everything on our website, Facebook page is for educational purposes only. Nothing should be considered investment advice. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk, especially this one. Could go to zero tomorrow, so do not, under any circumstances, invest money in this that you cannot afford to lose. Thanks for listening. I will be back tomorrow with another installment of Sane Crypto Live. Until then, don't do anything I wouldn't do.